Hello,
Okay.
everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. My name is Claudia Sanchez, and today we have a special guest, Hannah. She is the founder of Passionate Wellbeing Accelerator, and she teaches people how to regain health and to change our lifestyle. Hannah, welcome to this podcast. I'm glad to have you here. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Well, hello. It's great to be here, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to share because giving back is kind of at the heart of what I want to accomplish in life. And I'm in my 60s, and I was diagnosed with cancer 15 years ago. Uh, And before that, I kind of suffered with a lot of autoimmune diseases. But when you get that cancer diagnosis, that's the one that says, "Oh, hello, how'd I get here, or what should I do?" So I did a whole transformation from there, and evaluated my whole life and turned around everything from physical to emotional, spiritual, well, the whole random of what makes us up and what makes us tick. And today, now that I'm on the other side, I'd like to help others that are facing illness or going through illness, wherever you're at, because what I've discovered was it's a very personal journey that can be overwhelming and lonely. And so, I'm about more of a customized approach.
Thank you for sharing. That's truly powerful. And for all our listeners, on this podcast, we will explore perspective, purpose, and passion, the core pillars of Discover Self Journey. So we are going to interview entrepreneurs, coaches, and change makers who have found their true purpose and live with passion. So hopefully we can inspire others to do the same, to live life with fulfillment and joy. So Hannah, you mentioned that you faces many challenges along your journey. What do you believe is your true purpose in life right now?
My true purpose in life is to share my story so that I can reach others. I just finished my book, getting ready to publish it soon.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Yeah, that's a big, big milestone for me.
Definitely.
But yes, my purpose is to share that story so that I can inspire and reach specifically other women, that have had a lot of challenges. That I've faced a lot of illnesses, but what I discovered in my healing was the root cause was emotional. I was in an emotional abusive relationship for 32 years, and that was the root cause of where I'd gotten. So I have a great desire to help anyone in that, because you get in that cycle and you can't get out. You're, um, for whatever reason, that's just kind of what happens to us. Our brains get stuck or whatever. So I have a passion to help those that maybe yours is in a different area, but wherever you're stuck, to help you see that and overcome that.
So when was the moment that you say, okay, I don't want this for my life? When was the time to say, I want to release my old beliefs, I want to welcome new ones in my life? Any point in your life that say, okay, this is the it.
Yes, it was. It was after the cancer diagnosis, a few months in, and we're going through that whole how am I going to handle this and what am I going to do? Um, I looked in the mirror and didn't realize how unhappy and how did I get here? I did. I looked, I was just like, I don't even know this person. How did I get here? Why am I here? And then I looked at my children, and I thought, somebody needs to change the cycle. Somebody needs to own up to where we're at. Because I looked at the past. I looked to my mother, grandmothers, generationally around. And I just felt like, okay, I can do this. I need to make these changes, not just for my own personal health and well being and all that, but for the future, you know?
Right. Yes.
I did a total 360. I'm no longer that person at all. I completely transformed. Even I changed my name. I changed that my life looks nothing like it did back then. Even
Wow.
though I still hold to those truths that were there, I did a rebirth, and I did it from very very ground level all the way up through. So it
That's
was into
powerful.
right into that cancer diagnosis when that you don't know what if there is a tomorrow or whatever, but that's where I made that decision, realization.
That's inspiring. Did you have any guides or people, families, friends that help you in this journey?
Yes, my daughters who were married at the time, my youngest wasn't, but the older ones, they one of them was really good. She did all the research, all the whatever, because I chose alternative uh, approach and to fight it that way. The other daughter, she got me live in help. She got me that support that I needed day to day basis to accomplish an alternative method. Is very hands on, so it takes a lot of that. And then as far as along the way, I absorbed everything and anything along the way. And so I had many, many, too many to even really remember or mention that I looked to for wisdom and guidance and whatever. Others that had survived cancer with alternative methods, there were those that think outside the box. So it was just tremendous amount. Some of them were virtually, some of them I did go see speak or go meet, and I've had many health coaches along the way. I've had personal trainers along the way because I am a personal trainer too. And so a lot of spiritual people along the way. So
Wow.
need to mention, but definitely a whole lot because I believe in that. We have to, you know, get that extra boost to get past our own walls or see through our walls. So
And you mentioned that you went for the traditional and also unconventional methods, right? What do you think helped you most? Or it was like a mix of all of them?
yeah, at first you seek out that perfect protocol, that perfect deal, but into the whole process of it, you I got very in tune to my body and to my physical first, and just could be know where I was at. I was kind of a health foodie beforehand, but I got really in tune, and then I realized into it that there's not one protocol because I would get very disappointed. I didn't get the results of this person or that person, but I felt like my faith and spiritual journey was right there. And God was just uncovering, we're all unique. You got to take what works and let go of what isn't. And then you need to personalize it for you. So at that point, I started sifting and sorting, and it wasn't one protocol. It wasn't one approach. It was probably 24 that I found that worked for my body, and then I continue to tweak my life around that approach to today. What I do or don't do is always about maybe this protocol I've been doing for 2 3 years, and then now it's like something's up, so I readjust. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Now let's talk about passion. Passion is this excitement to do things, to make our journey more Excited. So, how do you incorporate passion into your daily activities, or what excites you most about what you do?
I think passion was the number one thing missing in my life when I started the journey. So I had to discover that whole concept again and allow myself to have that excitement and passion. And the things that influenced that the most were through my spiritual journey, like meditation, breath works, yoga, um, learning to accept who I am, who I truly am, not who everybody was telling me I was, and then to let go of all the negative. So uh, I believe that passion lives within each of us, and you have to stop and give yourself time to see it and accept it. And that's what meditation does. Slows you down. You slow down the breathing, you let go of all the clutter, and then your passion rises up and becomes very evident. I'm a very creative, adventurous person, and I had stifled that because I was a mom and I was busy and I was this and that, and all of those things took away my passion. Instead of me doing my passion overflowing into those things, I had created an environment that was backwards. So I switched that all around. And it wasn't like, oh, today I'm passionate. It was a very slow process. Obviously, it takes a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any creative form of expression that you do daily?
My creativity has changed through the years. Right now I'm doing writing, which I never thought I would do. And I love uh, style, and I like to just express myself uniquely. Not I'm outside of that box of normal for wherever I'm at, and do my own thing. As far as a creative gift that I have, I think it's changing. It's
Yeah.
changing. I'm not a great artist or anything, but I sure love it. So I am sharing that, and I seek out the different. Not I don't like value things from a monetary aspect. I value it from a connection and a spiritual aspect, I would say. So that's my creativity, is just to be a little bit different. And right now I'm a nomad, and I like to go wherever the world allows me. An open door, I'm gone.
Wow.
With my
That's amazing. Your soul is free and you
yeah
can be wherever you want. What
yeah.
places did you visit the last few years?
Let's see. I this in the last year I've been to Portugal. I've been all over Texas, which is where I'm currently at. Um, I go to visit. I have children and grandchildren all over the world, so I've been to Germany in the last year. I'm headed to Ireland in a few weeks, and then I plan to visit Asia by the end of the year. So
That's amazing. Fabulous that you're able to go to enjoy all these places.
yeah,
Any particular that do you have your heart in them?
my heart's desire is to help somebody else shorten. My journey was a lot of years of trial and error. If I could shorten that up for people or just support them in that. I didn't always have somebody cheering me on. I did have my children to lean on and all that, but um, the world around me didn't believe in me. So I just kept on going. And I've went back to college, so I have a passion to finish my psychology degree. I have a passion to be actively involved in research. I believe that you can't put too much into that. to give us more answers, to give us more whatever. Not necessarily pharmaceutical breakthroughs, but alternative open mindedness. Let's put some science behind things
Yeah.
that's been around for centuries. Yeah.
And usually this gives you like clarity. You start to connect some parts of your puzzle, and then when you connect them, it start to make sense, right?
Yes. I love the puzzle analogy because that's what I look at my life at. I had a lot of puzzle pieces. They were put together wrong, so I blew up the puzzle, and now I'm just slowly putting piece by piece in. You know. And I don't know where it's headed. It doesn't really matter to me anymore. It's just getting up and doing the next thing. And when an opportunity opens, that's where I'm at. And whoever is drawn to me, I can help because we can't all help everybody, but we're meant to help somebody. So that's my kind of outlook on it. And I'm not looking to get rich or nothing. I just want to help people and live my life free to travel and learn. I love learning from other cultures and history and ancient things. They fascinate me because, see, I see the repetitiveness of it and we refined it through the centuries. But basically, it's a concept that's been around forever.
And that's interesting because some time ago I heard if we have something to say, there will be at least one who needs to listen that.
Yes.
And you mentioned as well that you have a book that it will be soon to release. Can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes, yes. It's called The Incest Factor, and it is bits and pieces of my story and my journey and how I evolved my process to healing, not just physically but emotionally and balance, and overcame all the life journeys that each of us have. Everybody has a story. I just want to share mine because not very many people are comfortable sharing it. And I felt a desire after I got divorced to share. And it's taken me 6 years to get this book out, um, because the book isn't about it's somebody's fault or it's this or that. It's about how to resiliently um, take the challenges and turn it into a positive and get stronger and go um, achieve whatever it is that you're born to achieve. I feel like we're all born with a passion. Sometimes we get off track, but my story is about you can get back on track no matter how long, where you're at, or what it is. And there are those of us out here through these podcasts and social medias and whatever, if we can connect and then create a more healing world, that's what it's about, breaking down all the walls and barriers, not just in our life, but in the world around us. So,
Definitely, I agree with you.
yeah.
And to let people know that we all are just one,
Yes.
that we don't realize yet.
No. Yeah. Yeah. The whole world needs to just let go and then just open up. And it's okay for me to have X, Y, and Z, but it's also okay for the next person to be totally the opposite and balance out everything. So, yeah, I just feel like passion should be at the heart of all of this, and letting go, slowing down. Yeah. I love going to other places in the world because the US, we're just like, push, push, push. Everything's 24/7, everything's blah, blah, blah. And you go to, like when I was in Portugal, I mean, like, it's like, no, everybody's done at 4 o'clock or five, whatever it was. And then, yeah. And when I was in France a year ago, it was like, yep, at 5 o'clock, everybody's at the pub, and so we don't do that here. We never shut off. So I think slowing down and just taking it in, learning from each other, listening to each other. So I want to promote that and be that person. I
It's a
hope.
powerful insights that you mentioned, and we all need to learn to be more attentive with the others, more grateful, more lovely.
Yep.
And
Walk the negative.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said you need to walk away from the negative, be it
Definitely, yes.
whatever it is. Yeah, walk away.
And this is my other topic, that mindset can be a powerful tool in our lives. And in the way that you approach it, from having some challenges to saying, okay, no. And you were able to transform your whole life, to give yourself a new reality. So,
Yeah.
what will you say to these people that are still struggling with their old mindset, or they want to probably have a better health life, but they don't know how?
Yeah, that first step is the hardest. I think the first thing is when you can admit you need a reset. And then after you do that, looking at your life, and we can usually pick out the toughest area in our life. I like to break it down into physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, whatever that area is. Pick out what one spot you want to start. We need to work on them all, but we just pick out one place to start. Then start meditating, slowing down, taking in those positive activities, and just manifesting that right person to connect with to help you on your journey. Because I think that overwhelm will just keep you stuck. So we need to look for that mentor, coach, whatever, that person to come forth, and then grabbing a hold of that and letting them, navigate your next steps. But it's about slowing down. It's about admitting slowing down, and then picking one area, doing one small thing every day, and then adding to that every week, every month, and turn that one small thing into bigger and bigger, bigger place. Because maybe the one small thing is I'm going to set aside 10 minutes to meditate. Wow, that will transform your life. It will. Just that one small thing.
What practices do you incorporate in your coaching? Like once this person chooses, okay, I want to improve in this specific area.
Yes. For instance, like in the we kind of do goal setting exercises, because it's like, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are your deals? What kind of goals? And if it's a big goal, then we break it down into micro chips, and then we work on those to achieve that bigger goal, whether no matter what area it is, whatever. But if we were going to take a your physical fitness area, then what's the goal? Okay, I need to lose 20 pounds, or I want to be able to walk 2 miles, whatever it is. Then we break that down into a habit that you could do every single day that's going to build. And when you get one habit down and consistent, then we added a little bit more. So that's kind of my approach. And I very, very much believe in customization. I don't think what I tell you is going to be the same as what I'm going to tell the next person that I talk to. The foundation's the same. Get started, do something little every day, because it's not about being perfect. It's about being just a tiny bit better than yesterday.
Wow, that's powerful. Is there any uplifting word or phrase that you use before starting your day, or on those days that you feel that?
One thing
not much
that
in the mood.
one thing that comes to mind that has gotten me through a lot is um, every day's new, and I can restart tomorrow.
That's amazing. I love it. I love that phrase. I really enjoyed this conversation, your powerful and inspiring story. But before to wrap up, would you like to share your upcoming projects or the services that you are offering so our listeners can know and connect more with you?
Yes, I'm on all the social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I have a website, and you can email me, Hannah at passionatewellbeingaccelerator.com. And we have online courses, video courses, we have one-on-one courses. Um, and then I do breathwork course sessions, and I can customize. I'm open to customize for any situation or whatever. But those are the things that we're promoting right now. So, and we are developing. I shouldn't say we have it. We're developing a peer community for support too. And I have a wonderful staff that kind of oversees all of the.
That's amazing. It's an online community.
Yes, yes, we do have an online opportunity to interconnect. And then we do like you do. I mean, I don't have a full-fledged podcast, but I interview, um I call them my specialists along the way, because you can't be everything. And so we do those special things on and off throughout.
That's
So
incredible. I'm sure to share all your social media so everyone can follow your journey and your amazing work.
they
And to all our listeners, this podcast is about interviewing people, entrepreneurs, coaches like Hannah, who have found their true purpose in life, who live with passion daily. So we hopefully can inspire others to follow their own unique path with confidence, with love, knowing that you will be always supported and go with everything you have because despite the challenges, we will always find our way. Thank you so much, Hannah, for this interview. It was a totally pleasure. And
yes,
hopefully we can see you in person sometime.
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in and stay connected for our next inspirational conversations. Thank you and see you next time.